All right, so let me show you how to quickly and easily customize this Canva template. It is a bachelorette or girls trip template, whichever way you choose to use it. So even if you're not a designer, so whether you're adding photos, changing the text, or just the overall layout, you'll be able to make it your own in just a few minutes. Hi, my name is Uzo. I am the creator behind Triple U Creations. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, one of the first things I do recommend, and I do have a little reminder here on the templates, is to duplicate the template before you actually start customizing it. Just in case you make a mistake, you can always go back to the original and pull whatever you need. To duplicate it, you can either click this duplicate page button here, or what I like to do is I will get the grid view because there are two spreads or two designs to it. I'll highlight both of them and then hit this duplicate two pages, and then it duplicates that for me. Okay. And then I like to put add like a white space in between so that I know which one I'm working on and which one's the original. Okay. So I'm going to undo that. Now I do want to keep this video short, so I'm not going to show I'm not going to make it long. I'll just kind of show you the really key parts. One of which is the grid lines. I do have grid lines on all our templates because I make it like print ready. That's because we do print this size, the 17-inch by 11-inch spread that folds to a US letter size. And we also print the larger size newspaper 24 by 18 inches that folds to 12 by 18. So these grid lines help to make sure that all the design stays where it should be. That way when it folds, it looks nice and even and pretty. Now, if you don't care for the designs, this grid lines, when you get the template, if it's turned on your end, head on over to File, Settings, and you can, turn it off right here by clicking there, and then it takes it away. However, I do highly recommend that after you are done customizing that you actually turn it back on, because sometimes some of these elements may shift outside, like into this area, and sometimes it may get cut off or not print right, So just head back here and then turn it back on. Another thing that I like to do is to actually lock it, because sometimes as you're moving things around, you can actually accidentally, if you don't lock it, let me show you. Where is it? So if you can actually like move it, So what I like to do is to lock it. That way, as I'm designing, everything stays in place. All right, so I have already started designing some of these templates. So I'm going to continue, show you how to add photos. Now to add photos from your computer, you're going to head on over to upload, click upload files, and then you can grab it wherever, okay? And just click the file and then hit open, and then it'll populate it under this, and then you can drag and drop it here, okay? However, I'm going to be getting photos from Canva and works out the same way. And then sometimes if your photos don't kind of end up, if certain parts get cropped, you can actually double click on it and then you can move it around. Okay, just a little note there. Now, if you don't care for the color of it, you can also edit that too by adding filters. And some of the filters that I like to use are like this soft filter here, arrow is one that I like to use. Another one for like black and white would be like slate, or newspaper, So you do what you feel. Now, everything in this template, you can pretty much customize, like the elements here. You can choose a different element. If you don't want cards for whatever reason, like if you want like an engagement ring, head on over to elements, type in whatever you want, and then pull it in, delete this one, and then pull this in, okay? Now, the big thing that I really wanted to go over is this little guy right here. I'm not sure if this is available for the Canva free account, but just in case it is, I will show you how to get this word search. If you head on over to apps, and then type in activities maker, it will pop up this app here for you. Since I've used it before, it's saved under my apps. I'm going to click on it. Before you start designing your word search, just create, excuse me, just create a different page like so, and then put in your words. I'm just going to copy and paste these words. And they want one word per line, so I'm going to give them what they want. Okay. We are almost there. Squad girls. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. Okay. And then let's go to the word search settings. And I'm going to leave this the same, but you can change how many rows and columns you want and the maximum number of words per puzzle. And then here, I'm just going to do how I want the words to be found. Let's see, top to bottom. I like that bottom to top, not so much left to right. That's good. And then I'm just going to select one from here and then hit generate. And it will generate the words, the answers, and the actual word search. So you can grab that and then pop it in here. Okay, so that's the part that I wanted to go over. So I'm going to delete that. Now, if you encounter like certain parts, like I know this section of the, some parts of this section, if not all, are like grouped. I have them grouped just so that things don't move around and they look pretty. You can still edit grouped items. However, if you find that it's not formatting well, go ahead and ungroup it by clicking and then hit that ungroup button, and then you can go ahead and customize. Okay. All right. So like I said, everything you can customize. The color of this background here, you can change it to whatever you please. Okay. Just a little note there. All right, so when you are done, I did create another one in black and white. So when you are done, if you want us to do the printing or if you want to print it yourself, head on over to share and then hit download. You want to download this as a PDF print document, okay? And I'm going to be printing pages 8 and 9. So I'm going to specify. And then if you have the Canva Pro, go ahead and select this. It makes it a whole lot easier for the printer, okay? If you have the free Canva account, that's fine. Just go ahead and download it here. That's still okay. It's just one extra step that the printer does have to do to get it into the right printing format. And then hit download and it will populate. I'm hoping it will populate it pretty soon. Here we go. All right, that's your file ready to be printed, and then you can send this over to the printer for printing. Now, if you want to print it to us, we actually like if you send us the link to your design, and here's why. We do offer we can put like a background on your newspaper to simulate like a newspaper look. We have the classic background, which is a light gray background, and then we have the vintage background, which is like a light tannish orange background to look like old newspaper. So we do like to have the link to be able to apply the background, and sometimes formatting can be a little bit off, so we like to help you with the formatting, but we will always send you a proof before we print. So if you do order our newspaper printing service and you are wanting to send us your newspaper design link, go to share and then click on, ooh la la, it looks different. Okay, no, it doesn't. So hit share, then under access level, you want anyone with the link can access, and then you want to select can edit. If you don't select the can edit, I will not be able to do anything to your design. I cannot put the background in, I can't format it for printing. So I need this edit part clicked, okay? And then you'll copy the link and then send that link to the email in the listing, Okay. Um, Now, another thing I was going to say is that we always duplicate your original design, and then we use the duplicate and transfer it over to our spread, to um, format it for printing. So we never like touch your original design. So don't worry about that. And that's pretty much it. Super simple. I hope to help you feel a little bit more confident about using this template. If you have any questions or need extra support, please, please, please feel free to reach out to me, preferably on Etsy, creations.etsy.com. The link should be somewhere in the description. I'm always happy to help you. And if you liked this one, please be sure to check out our other templates, check out our shops. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.